But I would also say God is going to save his people. He's going to save his people. He's going to look out for his people. And, you know, you might be his people, but I'm his people too. You can't make us not his people just because you don't want us to be. He's going to look out for his people. God is going to help his people. He's going to save his people. He's going to rescue his people. He's going to vindicate his people. And we're going to have what we're supposed to have. We're going to get where we're supposed to get to, with or without you. If you want to be like that and keep empowering and making this government more and more emboldened with your agreement, then he will he'll do it without you. He'll get it done without you. And I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. So I'm not going to talk about what's going to happen to you. But if you know the same Bible I do, then don't forget where he said God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Don't forget. That doesn't go for just the unbelievers. That goes for everybody. Don't forget the part where he said, whom I loveth, I also chasten. See, is scared and upset and frenzied and freaked out. What's that other word? Propagandized as you might be. You know not to hurt people. You know not to hurt people. If you got to hurt people to get to where you're going, you go in the wrong way. You go into the wrong place. You don't need to go there anyway if you got to hurt people, because we're God's people. If we're drawing a breath, we're either his or he wants us to be his. You can't make God not want us because we're black, we're brown, we're other colors other than white, clear, and pink. You can't make him not want us. He wants us anyway. We're either his or he wants us to be his. And you're only positioning yourself like a Pharaoh did in the olden days. That's the only thing you're doing, is putting yourself in that position to where he's gonna, have to show something, show himself strong and mighty in battle and all of that. I don't think it means that you won't get to him in the end, at your end. I don't think that's what it means. But like I said, he'll chasten you. He'll show you. He'll deliver us in spite of you. Yes, he will. I've seen that all my life. This is no different. Why would you want to be Goliath when you can be David? You already know Goliath is going to lose. If you know God, you know Goliath is going to lose. Goliath, he looked big. But if you know God, you know Goliath is going to lose. Hello, and thank you so much for stopping by. All right, so I have something that is on my heart to say, and let's go ahead and get right into it. I feel like so many people are afraid, deeply, deeply afraid. And I want to tell you something about that fear that you're feeling. You're feeling fear because of people that want you to feel fear for whatever reason, and they have worked on it through what they know about psychology, what they know about marketing, what they know about their need for money and their greed. And they have worked so many people in this country up into a frenzy. And it's understandable that people are afraid and that people are worked up into this anxiety and this frenzied state, because this is something that is a calculated attack on you and on all of us. It's a calculated attack. Even if you have done everything that you could do to sort of minimize how much information you take in, it doesn't matter, because it's an energy, and other people, how they feel, and really you can say the vibration. I kind of don't like to use certain terms because they're associated with certain schools of thought and communities, but you can really feel and sense a vibration. And when you interact, especially when it's really strong, and so when you interact, even like I said, even if you're not listening to a bunch of junk, you'll see it, you'll hear it, you'll pass by it. But when you try not to consume it, other people have consumed it, and so you will get the energy from them of whatever it is they've been consuming. So it is not by accident that people are worked up like they are. And I want to tell you that you're worked up like this. And like I said before, it's because of people. It's because of greed. It's because of money. It's because of power and control. But it's also because of an enemy that we have. And I don't want to be cliche talking about the enemy, because there are very real and tangible things that we need to do and pay attention to, and actions that we have to take. We cannot just be people that are
in half a mile, keep left to stay on I-20 East. Follow signs for
talking about the enemy all the time and waiting for a rescue from the Lord. We cannot do that, because the Lord is
keep left to stay on I-20 East.
Usually, there are some times when we have to wait on Him, but usually the Lord has actually
continue on I-20 East for 18 miles.
Told us what we need to do, and we're not doing what we need to do because we have become comfortable and complacent with waiting on the Lord. Because if you're waiting on the Lord, that means you don't have to do anything. And there's a lot that needs to be done by people all the time. So, most of the time we cannot fall back on, well, I'm waiting on the Lord. There's always things that, if you were really listening to what God's will is, He would have you doing things. He would have you saying things. He would have you, yes, of course, praying, but He would have you stepping out on what? Faith. So many times, doing things. Doing what you can do in the earth, because you are eyes, ears, hands, feet, action. You have the capacity to do actions in the earth. He has the capacity for His Spirit to be in the earth and working it through His people, but He withdrew Himself from being hands, feet, action in the earth so that He could send His Spirit so we could do it. So there's always things that you can do and that you ought to be doing. And it should not just be praying and believing God, but that is a part of it. That is a part of your faith. But then there is also action that goes along with that faith in order for change to happen, in order for motion to happen, and in order so that you can complete the process. The process is not complete when we just sit and wait on Him to do something, because He's already done so much of what He said He was going to do. He really has. Now we have to enact it. We have to put hands to it, put mouth to the words, put feet to the path. That's our part. That's what we have to do. So no need in sitting and being scared. No need in listening and getting convinced that the only thing that we can do is something outside of the will of God. I listen to all these people. I listen to so many people, so many debates, so many political shows, so many arguments on either side of our democracy that's in question right now. But I listen to so many about this each and every day. And a theme of what I've been hearing is, especially from the quote-unquote right side, what I've been hearing is that the laws of the land they shouldn't be the way that they are. Well, these laws are here, but that's not what they mean. Well, these laws are here, but I think we can reinterpret those. Well, these laws are here, but I don't think they should be here. Because, well, these laws are here, and we don't like the way that things are going, so what we want to do about it is just change the law. Because we don't like the position that the law has put us in all of a sudden. And so then, therefore, the law needs to be changed. And there have been times when laws needed to be changed. But there are also evil men who want to do an evil thing, who want to put an evil practice into place, who have an evil motive. And so, just because somebody is a ruler, baby, that don't make them a righteous ruler. There are many people, if you will read the Bible, that we all know exist. There were many rulers that were put into position that never were a righteous ruler. They were never a righteous ruler. There were rulers that ruled well, and there were extremely unjust rulers. Just because somebody put a ruler in place, and just because God allowed it to be so, does not mean that that's a righteous ruler. That's not what that is. And it only takes a little bit of you getting your Bible out, or your Bible app, if that's what you have, and peruse a bit in the books of Kings and Chronicles, and you'll see that there are many, many, many rulers, not to mention the rest of the Bible, who ruled well, and many rulers who were an evil ruler. There were evil rulers inside of the people of God, and there were good rulers inside of the people of God. There were evil kings that took after their evil father, and there were good kings who took after their good father. And can you believe there were even some good kings that took after their good mother? There were all types of rulers. And just because God allows something does not mean that it's right. Because people can do whatever people want to do. People can do whatever people want to do. And if you don't like it, then you are free to take it up with God whenever it's your turn. But that's how it is. So just because there's a ruler that wants to change some laws does not make him a righteous ruler. Just because somebody says, Lord, Lord, help me out, somebody. Don't the Bible say, does not the word say just because someone says, Lord, Lord, does not mean their heart is close to him? Doesn't he say, you said, Lord, Lord, but your heart is far from me? Isn't that what it says? We got to wake up. We got to understand that the nature of what we believe as God-fearing people makes us vulnerable. And it just does, and I'm just going to tell the truth about it. It makes us vulnerable to predators. Don't you know that people will not believe nothing that you say that you believe? They'll not believe anything about what you believe. They will not care nothing about what you talking about you believe. But you believe it so strong. When somebody comes along and says, I believe this too. I'm anointed by God. I was sent here to preach. I was sent here to prophesy. I was sent here to tell you what saith the Lord. Well, you're in somewhat of a vulnerable position because you're a people that believes in an invisible God. Somebody wake up today. You believe in an invisible God. You believe in a Jesus that walked the earth. What's this? AD. Over 2,000 years ago. That's who you are. You believe in somebody that none of us can see or have seen. You believe in the words in a book. You believe in miracles. You believe a whale swallowed a man and he came out of the whale alive. You believe another man died and rose up on the third day. You believe he went to hell, preached, got back into his body and went back up to heaven. You believe his mother was a virgin, never slept with a man. How'd she get pregnant then? You believe God impregnated her. You believe that mankind started out when God made man and then took a rib from the man and crafted a woman. You believe in some wild things to an unbeliever. And when you believe in these things and other people don't you know they can come along and say that they believe what you believe and start to take advantage of you because you are a person who has admittedly opened yourself up the way that they're looking at it. You've admittedly opened yourself up and told them, yes, it's possible for me to believe in a whole bunch of stuff I can't see. Okay, so, wow, really? And just the nature of what we do. We give our money. We don't ask for any type of proof or ask a whole lot of questions. Many times somebody can say that they are called to preach and get up and take over a church, get up in a congregation and just start preaching and just start having people listen to what they're saying, and just being that's an old school influencer. Just
In 2 miles, take exit 498 for FM 148.
say you was called to preach, and then all of a sudden now you're a preacher, now you're an influencer. You can influence this whole crowd here. You can influence people all across the world. Get on the internet. Now you're called by God. All you got to do is really say it. Yes, there's degrees, and you can go to school, and you can get a doctorate degree in theology, and you can do all that, but you don't have to do any of it. Don't you know that there's people that'll come and take advantage of that? Don't you know that they know that oftentimes people don't even read the word for themselves? Do you know that? Do you read the word for yourself? Or isn't it more comfortable just to go and sit and listen, and a lot of times not even go, but to just go and sit and listen and have somebody else get the book, understand everything
In a half
for
mile,
you, chew
take
it
exit
up,
498 for FM 148.
take it out of their mouth and put it into yours. And don't you know that they know that? Don't you know that there are people who don't have any problem exploiting that? Because guess what? They
Take
don't
exit
believe none of this
498.
stuff. No way. They don't believe it, baby. You believe it.
In 1,000 feet, turn left.
When you say, oh,
At the light, turn left.
nobody would do that. Nobody would, people wouldn't do that. I mean, don't they know that they could go to hell? Not if they don't believe it in the first place. If they don't believe any of it, none of it, not one thing, not heaven, not hell, not the afterlife, not the purgatory, not the celestial kingdom, not the telestial kingdom. Baby, it's people that don't believe none of it. You got to think. You got to use your mind out here. Because
Continue for
people
2
will take
miles.
advantage of you. And that's what I believe all of this is about. It's about money. It's about greed. It's about power. It's about playing on people's emotions. It's about a whole group of millions of people in this country and other countries that have been bought and sold a bill of goods that they are good, that they're better than everybody else. They have bought and been sold on it for centuries. That they're the right people. Who am I talking about? The white people. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the white people of all over the world. They have bought it, baby. Hook, line, and sinker. They have bought it. They think they're better. They think they're closer to God. They think their don't stink. They think all of it. They think they deserve everything. They think nobody else deserves anything. And it's so ingrained in them that they are ready to take all the truth, all the laws. They ready to mix the word up any kind of way that they need to hold on to their whiteness, their rightness, their proximity, they think, to God. Their power, their money, control, jobs, companies, benefits. land. This land ain't your land, baby. This land is my land. From California to the New York Highlands, or whatever it says in that song, baby. Forget about this land is your land. No, this land is my land. That was cute and that was fun and that was funny before it was an emergency situation out here. Now it's an emergency. We think we losing our
In a quarter
grip,
mile, after the railroad crossing, turn right.
and we cannot lose our grip. Because it's not just being outnumbered. It's a whole identity. That if we're not this, who are we? I guess. I'm not white. But this is what it has to be, for this to be such an emergency situation, for people to be forsaking, people that really
At
do
the light,
believe.
turn right onto Westmore Avenue.
People that really believe. But it's an emergency situation. Maybe we don't have to follow the laws. Maybe we don't have to really care about people. Maybe we can do some of the stuff in the Bible, but we don't have to pay attention to that other stuff because it's an emergency. I got to think about me. I got to think about mine. These people are...
Continue on Westmore Avenue for half a
These people
mile.
are, these other people out here are devils anyway. No, the Bible don't tell you that. You've told yourselves that. There is a devil. Us brown and black people are not him, nor are we related to him, nor we're not less
In a quarter
valiant.
mile, turn left onto 9th Street.
We're not less valiant. We're not sorry. We're not lazy. We're not less whatever it is they have said about us. We're not kin to Satan. We're not fallen angels. We're not
At
none
the light,
of that.
turn left onto 9th Street, then turn left onto Lions Club Park.
We're just people, just like you. We're just people, just like you. But because of this lie that you've been sold on, this identity that you've
Turn left onto Lions Club Park, then turn left.
that you have allowed, this bill of goods that has been sold to you, and it makes you feel good, so you've been hanging on to it for dear life, for all your life.
Turn left, then your destination will be on the left.
It's your whole identity. You're willing to put down everything good that you know is right in order to secure your spot.
Your destination is on the left.
You got to secure that spot. And you don't care nothing about these people. When it all comes down to it, you'll excuse it all away. Even things in the Bible. And you'll tell yourself that people are devils and demons. You'll tell yourself whatever story you need to tell yourself. Because you think desperate times call for desperate measures. And I gotta go, but I'm gonna leave you with something. One time, I had one of my favorite preachers said this. I'll never forget it. And he wasn't even my pastor. He was a visiting pastor, and his church was in another state, and he used to come to our church and preach at our church and preach revivals and things like that. And I remember him saying something one time, and I'll never forget it. It gave me a lot of hope. I remembered it in many times of bad situations, uncertain times and situations, and just feeling out of control and like what do I do with this, Lord? I remembered he preached this message, and within the message he said, there are no emergencies with God. There are no emergencies with God. You know why? Because God, he has an answer. He has something for everything. There's no emergencies with him. He has something for everything. You don't have to feel like things are scarce and running out, and you don't know if it's going to be enough for you, and all of those types of things. You don't have to worry about that. This is not a good place to be. My car won't handle it. We're gonna have to back up, sweetie. You don't have to fear and fret like that, because there are no emergencies with God. He's already got it all figured out. He's not out of anything. You think God is out? You think God is out of things? You think God is out of ways that he can make? He's not. He's not. These people are scaring you on purpose. This is a money grab. This is a culmination of all different point in time when that some people have been planning for a long time. They've been plotting and planning this evil for a very, very, very long time. And it's come to a point to where it can all act out. It can all, do what it's meant to do. And that's what's happening. It's just having its way right now. But it's not because there's no resources. It's not because we're gonna run out of stuff and we're not gonna have anything. We're not gonna have enough. We need everything, and we're not gonna be able to support all of these people, or whatever it is that you think that it is. It's not. It's a lie. I hope I can park over there, because it's a lie. And the people that just want a white America, United States of America, shame on you. Shame on you. The people that just want to and can't stand to think that there's some sort of an edge, something that they're losing. They can't stand to think that they're not going to have their place, that they're not going to be whatever it is that they once were in the world, or whatever it is, you know, I would say shame on you too. That's a that's a bad place to be. To literally not mind people being traumatized and tortured, dying, and even being put to death because you think you're going to lose your place. You think that there's not enough of whatever it is that you need for you, that you would be willing to just take some people out of here. Based upon, I look out for me. That's